Your Honor, just to give you a heads up, Mr. Hallis, I know he called the court, he called me last night, told me, even though he's supposed to be here in person for his sentencing, he does not have a ride. He was panicking about it. I told him to at least zoom in and I could address it with you about what happened. Thank you.
You're all set back there.
Okay. All right, Ms. Panicali, can you hear us again?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Do we have the amended information?
Yes.
Okay.
Judge.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Ms. Panicali, let's go ahead and start this over. You're still under oath, and you're offering to plead guilty to a charge in an amended information, which we have now accepted for filing, to a charge of delivery of buprenorphine. That is a felony crime punishable by 7 years in prison and/or a $10,000 fine. And unless you're sentenced to more than a year in prison, there are mandatory sanctions on your driver's license. Do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And are you on probation or parole anywhere?
No,
At the
I'm
time
just
that
on
this, okay. At the time that this offense took place in September of 2019, were you on bond for any felony crimes at that time?
no, sir.
All right. Do you understand if you plead guilty, you won't have a trial and you're giving up your trial rights?
Yes, I do.
All right. And did you read and understand the rights listed on the advice of rights form?
Yes,
Did you give Mr. Gilbert your permission to sign the form on your behalf?
yes, I did, sir.
You understand by pleading guilty, you're giving up all the rights listed on that form?
I do.
And is that what you wish to do?
I do.
If I accept your plea, you're giving up any claim that the plea was caused by promises or threats that no one places on the record today. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're also giving up any claim that it was not your own free choice to enter the plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And by pleading guilty, you're giving up your right to appeal. And if you wanted to appeal, you have to get permission by filing an application for leave to appeal. Do you understand that?
I do.
Also, your guilty plea waives certain issues on appeal entirely, and you can't raise them even if the Court of Appeals takes your case. Do you understand that?
I do.
There's a plea agreement in this matter that provides an exchange for your plea to count one. The prosecutor will dismiss the remaining charges and enhancements. There's restitution agreed upon of $40, and there's a sentence agreement for no immediate jail. Do you understand the terms of that plea agreement?
I do.
Mr. Gilbert, is that a full, fair, and accurate statement of its terms?
It is, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Goodrich?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Panicali, do you understand that that sentence agreement is not binding on me? So at sentencing, if I wanted to give you jail, I wouldn't be bound by that sentence agreement. But if I wanted to give you jail, you would be allowed to withdraw your plea. Do you understand that?
I do understand that.
There's an important exception to that rule. If you engaged in misconduct between now and the sentencing, violation of bond or absconding or new criminal offenses, I wouldn't have to follow that sentence agreement, but you would have forfeited your right to withdraw the plea by your misconduct. Do you understand that?
I absolutely do.
All right. Other than the plea agreement, has anybody promised you anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Has anybody threatened you to get you to plead?
No, sir.
Is it your own free choice to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
Knowing all this, how do you wish to plead to the charge of delivery of buprenorphine?
Guilty.
You want to tell me what happened back on September 10th of 2019 to make you believe you're guilty of that crime?
Yeah. An acquaintance of mine and my ex boyfriend at the time, the father to my kids, reached out and asked for one of our Suboxone tablets, and which we agreed to, and he came over with $40 asking for one, and we gave it to him. I was fully aware of what was going on, so that's why I feel I'm guilty of it.
Okay. And did that happen in Sheboygan County?
It did.
All right. Counsel, are you satisfied with the factual basis?
I am, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Goodrich?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Gilbert, are you aware of any other promises, threats, or inducements?
I am not, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Goodrich?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Gilbert, your judgment is the court fully complied with the court rule?
The court has.
Ms. Goodrich?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Panicali, we've given you a lot of information. It's possible that may have caused you to change your mind. So I ask you once more, how do you wish to plead to the charge of delivery of buprenorphine?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Well, I find that your plea is knowingly, understandingly, and voluntarily made, that there's sufficient basis in fact and law to believe you're guilty of that crime. So I hereby accept your plea. We'll have to schedule a sentencing date. You'll have to meet with probation for an updated pre-sentence report. I guess, part of what we're doing is making sure that you're doing well, before we would decide on making sure there's no upfront jail. Any objection? Well, let's see. The August dates are awfully full right now. Any objection to setting sentencing for September 7th?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. Any objection, Ms. Goodrich?
No objection.
All right, Ms. Panicali, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to schedule your sentencing for September 7th at 2:10 in the afternoon. That'll be in person here in the courtroom. And if you continue to do well, I've been told that you are doing well, then on that date, as I sit here today, it's going to be my intention to follow that plea agreement, but it's going to depend on you continuing to do well between now and then, okay?
Absolutely. I fully understand
All right.
that.
We do still have the matter of a pending show cause for the misdemeanor file that was filed while this case was pending. This case has been pending a long time. Any objection, Ms. Goodrich, if we were to allow that to be handled exclusively by the district court and dismiss that show cause?
No objection to that, Your Honor.
Mr. Gilbert, I presume no objection.
Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Panicali, we also had a show cause pending for the misdemeanor case you had. I'm going to dismiss that show cause in this court and just let the district court deal with you on the misdemeanor charges that you have. And also now all that's pending up in front of me is a sentencing on this delivery from 2019. So if you stay on a good track between now and September 7th, I think the sentencing will go just fine for you, okay?
Okay, do I still have the show cause to deal with down in district?
Whatever you had down in district, you still have. I have no authority to
Okay.
deal with those, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, have a good day. So here's the plea docket call and then the information. Thank you. All right. We've got Mr. Pools. All right, we're next up in People of the State of Michigan versus Antoinette Sewells, file 21-6126FH. We have Ms. Sewells present by Zoom video. Your attorney, Mr. Gilbert's in the courtroom, as is the prosecuting attorney. We're providing public access in the courtroom and online. And we're here today for a docket call and a bond violation hearing. The hearing was for a positive THC test back on May 1st. I'll advise counsel, court staff gave me the updated testing. It looks like Ms. Sewells has been testing and has been testing clean since that time. So Ms. Goodrich, any objection to the court dismissing that show cause?
No objection.
Mr. Gilbert, I presume no objection.
Yeah, you presume right.
Okay.
Correct, Your Honor. Thank
All
you.
right, so Ms. Sewells, because you are testing and, you know, I don't have any information that you are using, we're gonna go ahead and dismiss the pending show cause, okay?
All
Just
right.
keep testing and keep complying with the bond conditions. All right, so Mr. Gilbert, we're here for the docket call. Do you know?
Yes, Your Honor, this matter appears that it is going to go to trial. However, my client has requested to waive her right to a jury trial and would like a bench trial.
Okay. Do the people consent to a bench trial in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Sewells, you want to, I have to just ask you some questions just to make sure you understand the rights that you're waiving. So I'm going to place you under oath. I'm not going to ask you about the case right now, but I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Would you state your name for the record?
Antoinette Marie Souls.
All right, Ms. Sewells, do you understand that the United States and the Michigan constitutions give you the right to have a trial by a jury?
Yes.
Have you had a chance to consult with Mr. Gilbert about the pros and cons of exercising that right to a jury trial or waiving it and trying the case to the judge?
Yes, I have.
And are you voluntarily giving up your right to a jury trial?
Yes.
Do you choose to be tried by the court?
Yes.
Do you understand that then I will hear testimony at the trial from the witnesses and I'll make a determination as to whether the prosecutors proved your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt and not a jury?
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything to get you to waive your right to a jury trial?
No.
Has anybody threatened you to get you to waive your right to a jury trial?
No.
Is it your own free choice to waive the jury trial right?
Yes.
All right, and we have obtained the prosecutor's consent to a bench trial. Looks like Ms. Sewells has previously been arraigned on the felony information and consulted with her attorney about that. I find that my previous involvement in this case has been limited to procedural matters and dealing with the bond violations, which have been unrelated to the underlying substantive offense. So I don't find that there's any basis for me to be recused from acting as the finder of fact. I find that the defendant has been properly advised of her right to a jury trial. She's had an opportunity to consult with counsel. I have obtained a waiver in open court as required by law. I do find that the waiver has been made knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently. And therefore, I accept Ms. Sewell's waiver and the prosecuting attorney's waiver of the right to a jury trial in this matter. And we'll schedule this then for a bench trial. What's the estimated length of time?
I believe 1 day, Your Honor.
1 day.
Okay. How long do you need to exchange witness and exhibit lists?
14 days, Your Honor.
That'd be fine.
Let me just check something in the court docket. And would this trial would be scheduled in person? Are there any witnesses that the parties would request to testify over Zoom, or would they be testifying in person?
I would like everyone in person, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Goodrich?
I believe in person. This was the first I heard of the bench trial, so.
Oh, okay.
Witnesses.
Okay, well, if you have any motions, you know, you can file them. All right.
And I did not mean to spray this on you. Sorry. We discussed it this morning.
I could give you Thursday, September 2nd for a bench trial. Would that work, Mr. Gilbert?
Tuesday, Your Honor?
Thursday, September 2nd.
Usually that's district court day, but it's a trial, Your Honor, so I'll move those cases. So that'd be fine.
Ms. Goodrich, Thursday, September 2nd.
That'd be fine.
Okay. We'll begin at 9 a.m.
Thanks.
All right, so Ms. Sewells, we're going to have your bench trial is what it's called, where we'll do the trial in front of me on Thursday, September 2nd, beginning at 9 a.m. And your attorney and the prosecutor will exchange witness and exhibit lists within 14 days of today's date. Okay, do you have any questions about that?
No, sir.
Okay, anything further, Mr. Gilbert?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Goodrich?
No, thank you.
Okay, we'll see you then, Ms. Sewells.
Thank you.
All right. We have Ms. Wilhelm in the waiting room. She's scheduled for 3:20. Let's bring her in. It's a lot easier to find dates for a bench trial. We could really get through the backlog if people do that. All right. Connect your audio here. All right, we're next up in People of the State of Michigan versus Amanda Wilhelm, file 21-6127FH. We have Ms. Wilhelm present by Zoom video. Her attorney, Mr. Gilbert's in the courtroom, as is Mr. Goodrich, the prosecuting attorney. We're providing public access both in the courtroom and online. And Mr. Gilbert, we're here for docket call.
Yes, Your Honor, this is our first docket call in this case, and I have gone through, the prosecutors provided me with a plea. I presented that with my client. She'd like some additional time to contemplate that. We'd ask the court to schedule this for one more docket call, Your Honor. Hopefully it would be resolved at that time.
Okay. Looks like the August dates are filling up. Any objection to September 7th?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Goodrich?
No objection.
All right, so we'll schedule the docket call then to be held, continued docket call September 7th at 2:20 in the afternoon to be held in person. All right, Ms. Wilhelm, we'll see you in the courtroom on that date and time, okay?
Thank you. And Mr. Gilbert, is it possible to get a email or something with that as well? Just that date and time?
You'll get a notice.
Thank you.
Our office sends those out. Yep.
Okay. And you'll get a written notice from the court too.
Okay.
Mr. Pallas, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
All right, we're here on People versus Michael Pallas, file 21-6084FH. Mr. Pallas is appearing by Zoom. His attorney, Mr. Gilbert, is present in the courtroom, as is the prosecuting attorney, Ms. Goodrich. Agent Young from the Department of Corrections is present in person. Mr. Pallas, why are you not in my courtroom? You were ordered to appear in person.
Your Honor, I thought I had everything worked out for both rides, and they both failed today. I am at the mercy of the court. I did everything I was supposed to do. I called my lawyer. I called the court to let them know my situation. I am shaking in my pants. I don't know what to say.
Mr. Pallas, you seem bound and determined to make a case that's not very difficult, more difficult than it needs to be. Not just today. I'm talking about through the life of this case here. We had problems with you doing the pre-sentence report. I can arrange a ride for you, but you're not going to like my ride.
I understand, sir. I mean, I don't have many family up here. I had 2 rides and they had things that went happened. I apologize.
I mean, you don't even have a great connection. I can barely hear you. I'm not going to sentence you over Zoom. Mr. Pallas, the sentencing recommendation is for you not to go to jail today. You're going to make it hard for me to follow that recommendation if you don't cooperate with what's going on. You, sir, are going to be standing in my courtroom in person at 1 p.m. Or can you do 1 p.m.? I mean, I know you're on a 2 o'clock docket typically, but will 1 p.m. work on that?
It should, Your Honor.
It'd be 2 weeks from today, the 27th.
That should be fine, Your Honor.
Mr. Pallas, you are going to be in my courtroom in person, 1 o'clock p.m., 2 weeks from today, July 27th. If you are not, I don't care if you're on Zoom, I will sign a warrant for your arrest. You understand that? You're ordered to be in person. Your appearance over Zoom does not satisfy that order and constitutes a non-appearance. Do you understand that?
I completely understand that, sir. I will be there on the 27th at 1 o'clock.
If you cannot make it, you contact Agent Young or your attorney. We can revoke your bond and have a police cruiser pick you up and bring you up by way of the Sheboygan County Jail. We can do that too. But come hell or high water, you're going to be standing in front of me in person 2 weeks from today at 1 p.m. or I'm signing a warrant for your arrest.
Yes, sir. I will be there at 1 o'clock on 27th.
Okay. I want you to write a letter apologizing to Agent Young because you've wasted his time. He's here today for sentencing as ordered.
Yes, sir.
Bring it with you. We'll see you
All
then.
right, I will. All right, thank you.